intelligible, but clearly included amazing local details. And as I struggled to better understand it, I increasingly realized it was quite funny and worth sharing with the world. So I cut esoteric and confusing material, added a narrator for clarity, but otherwise all the words you'll hear today are in the original. And to maintain that level of historical accuracy, we decided to perform a play that was written in wartime and probably performed by troops by not completely memorizing our lines, so we'll be reading them today. I want to thank the Patriot Martyrs for welcoming us and being good sports about making fun of the cause that they sacrificed their life for. But I think that the play is historically important and hilarious. I'm not quite sure what it means to stage it here today, but I do think that the main character, Joe King, who was very similar to who I think the author was probably, can remind us that in trying times it's important not to take yourself too seriously, and that with wry creativity we can make a bad situation just a little bit better. So with that, please enjoy A Battle of Brooklyn, a farce of 2 acts. Here we find Lord Sterling and his local attendant, Joe King, at an apartment in Brooklyn Heights. Washington had befriended Sterling during the French-Indian War and made him a general as soon as the Revolution began.
Joe! Honest Joe! Oh, damn the fellow! Where can this king be?
Why, here, my lord. Devil damn me, sir. Pray, who do you damn so?
Oh, my dear Joe! It's the cares that distract and split this poor head of mine!
Split? Yes, by heaven. Drank enough last night to split the head of an Indian.
Oh, insolence! In future know me for your master, your lord.
I must hold a candle to this devil. My lord, I ask your pardon. I meant no harm. You know I am given to joking, and you formerly encouraged me in it.
Forgive me, honest Joe. The public cares so hang upon my head that they quite destroy my constitutional good humor. The British regulars are nearly to us. Every moment we accept them over the hills.
But your lordship has so long and so uniformly wished to meet them that I thought the nearer the prospect, the better you would have been pleased. You will no doubt split and roast and pickle those redcoat fellows.
Well, we are to meet this day to determine in council what to do with them. I am for surrounding. That surround in the word with me. If these were 20 times the number, I say surround them all. But these gripes, Joe, and my canteens are empty. Go to the commissary to get my canteens filled, and by all means, good Joe, be home when I return.
Canteens filled, and then thy whole soul will be in thy canteens. That is, if he has enough credit with the commissary of rum to fill them. And yet this most ignoble man is the chosen vessel to execute the Lord's work? Ill-fated country, when will this delusion end? Here we find Noah, General John Sullivan's attendant, at Gowanus Heights, awaiting the British assault. Colonel Henry Renson from Queens approaches.
Oh, heaven, he is wounded and out of his senses. Dear Colonel Renson, can you speak?
Oh, dear God. What merciful escape I get this time.
You need slaves, guys!
Slaves! Have you seen my regiment?
No.
Slaves!
Where did you leave it? Lord,
You
help
need
us.
slaves!
How there is the journey?
Runaway slaves were important
God.
to American history, guys.
Oh, God.
You need runaway slaves! Slaves
Come
built
to
America!
Out of me.
Slaves built America, guys! Slaves built America! Slaves built America! We are the foundation of America!
Your wounds
Runaway
must be soft for your...
I'm a runaway slave! How could you have
Compose
a
yourself
revolutionary
and
war
tell us
without
what it is.
slaves? You need slaves!
Well, I will tell
Slaves,
you.
guys!
I
American
was-
slavery built America!
Just now, run the head of my regiment. Close out behind
George Washington had over 300
field.
slaves. His teeth
I
from
keep
a
my eye
slave.
up
How
every
could you not have
Northern
slaves
slave.
at an American
I
Revolutionary
see.
War?
Yes,
Top
by the
slaves.
crown.
This is insanity.
Something.
And they're asking me to leave.
I say, my regiment, take care of yourself, boys. They begin to run. My horse sees the danger too. Carry me off.
White as hell.
God knows I get here.
Slaves built
I
America.
think,
On the
I
backs
believe,
of black
the
people.
rest is
That's
killed.
why it's here.
Or taken
And you're asking me to
prisoner.
leave. You're asking
Killed?
me to leave.
No, nor any of them birds.
The American
Except 4 or 5 that
Revolution
you
was built
rode
on the
over.
blood, sweat, and tears.
Why there was not a British regular within a mile when you took flight.
Making it white is
Oh,
not
what
good.
godly cowards.
This is not right. Slaves built America. Slaves built America. Slaves built America. Slaves built America. They built America. The black white
Here we find Elizabeth Phillips Gates, the wife of one of Washington's most trusted generals, and her chambermaid Betty in a room at Brooklyn Heights. Loyalist newspapers reported that Congressman Benjamin Harrison procured prostitutes for Washington.
Slaves built America. That is no representation of a white race.
After council, ma'am, General Gates will wait of you. Till then he begs your patience as the time is near that he is to meet the rest of the generals.
Council! A pretty collection of councillors indeed. But since it must be so, you shall give me the narrative of Harrison and your general, my sweet chambermaid. It will beguile the time.
$50 and hard ones too, with the promise of 50 times as much, was irresistible. But oh, the nasty beast! I almost puke at the recollection. Harrison is such a slobbering, odious, unsavory smelling creature that I wonder how any woman in the world could sleep a night by his side.
And yet, you see, that $50 hard made you put up for a night with all the inconveniency of bad smells.
A night? Your ladyship wrongs me very much. Why, Harrison snored within an hour. And the first snore was a signal for my retreat. I should have been a corpse if I had been obliged to stay the night.
Whew, and there your affairs ended with Harrison, did they not, Betty?
Yes, my lady, for when Harrison found I could not abide him, he proposed to introduce General Washington to me. The general was a very pretty gentleman, and I consented to it on purpose to get rid of Harrison. The general is the sweetest, meekest, melancholy gentleman, and then he is such a warrior. Oh, ma'am, I shall always love the general.
Whew, and among his other qualifications, the most liberal.
Why, my lady, I will tell you honestly, His Excellency gave me a $30 bill. He assured me it would have been more, but that he was obliged to repay Harrison the $50 hard that he had given me first. Now, my lady, is not Harrison a dirty fellow in every shape that you can view him?
Oh, no great things, girl, to be sure, from your account of him. Neither is your meek, melancholy hero Washington, from my own observations.
Lord, ma'am! Did not Washington order the king's flame to be pulled down and the head cut off? For God's sakes, ma'am, what would you have of a hero?
Oh, my dear Betty, none but a little-minded barbarian would have suffered the odds to be trampled underfoot, as he did, in the case of the king's statue. Oh, dear husband Horatio, oh, that you should sully your laurels, the abominable cause of republicans and tyrants, smugglers in power. Whoop! To be renegade for such miscreants, it almost distracts me.
In dread of rear their tattered crew, advance with colors spread, sir. Their vice played Yankee Doodle do, Washington at their head, sir. But Yankee Doodle did forget that sound of British drums, sir. How it made him quake and sweat in spite of Yankee rum, sir. Here we find Generals Washington, Sterling, and Sullivan in council atop Cobble Hill, a command center so named because it was elevated by cobblestones. American troops built a line of forts from Wallabout Bay to Gowanus Creek in order to defend downtown Brooklyn.
Gentlemen, spies from Flatbush inform that the regulars are making a disposition to cross the hills near that place. Lord Sterling, with his usual intrepidity and precision, has reconnoitered their numbers, which he finds to be about 7,000. General Sullivan has appointed the hill with exquisite judgment, where the brigades under him and Lord Sterling are to act as occasion may require. 12,000 men are allotted for the service of sending them back to their ships. I, with 8,000, will stay within these lines unless our present deliberations alter this plan of operation. My lord, the council expects your opinion.
I rise to give it to this the most respectable, most puissant council of general officers that this or any other age has ever produced. I am for surrounding, and when we have them hemmed up, I am then for sending them to our noble commander-in-chief, who knows what to do with them.
Pompous, flimsy, drunken fool! His lordship's ideas are exceedingly surrounding. I hope the practice may be as easy as the theory, and that their numbers may not exceed 7,000. But if the council holds the opinion of General Washington and myself, our deliberations are an end, and we cannot be too soon at our different posts.
Well then, I am for my post. Gentlemen, farewell.
Now for a little sober reasoning, General Sullivan. My apprehensions from the King's troops, believe me, are trifling, compared with the risk we run from the people of America at large. The tyranny that our cursed usurpation has made necessary, I fear, will soon make them see through the disguise. Their rage, no doubt, will be heightened by the slaughter that will probably ensue. And we, as members of Congress, will fall the first victims of it. Oh, Sullivan, my heart never consented to this ruin of my native country.
My dear General, the moments for reflection are elapsed and irrecoverable. Our safety is first in conquest. If that is denied to our endeavors, I am sure we can obtain better terms from our much injured sovereigns than from our more injured country.
Our soldiers are a standing miracle to me. They resign their thinking to us in a case where their all is at stake, and do not yet discover that we make them the engines of our power at the expense of all that is dear and sacred to them as men. Our hope, my dear Sullivan, is in you. Every command of ground is ours with a perfect knowledge of all the wards. These advantages double the strength of our men. If we cannot defend these, I know of no place we can.
All things that depend upon me will, I hope, meet with your approbation. I shall aim to infuse such sentiments into the troops that our next meeting may be ushered in with greetings of congratulation. Till then, my dear General, farewell.
Greetings of congratulation. Oh, could I congratulate myself on finding my lost peace of mind? Oh, the restoration of my honor. Oh, cursed ambition. What have I sacrificed to thee? Hi-ho! Bless me, so late, and my engagements to a lady not complied with.
Here we find General Sterling and his attendant King in position at Gowanus Heights at 3 o'clock in the morning. General Sterling! General Sterling, hello!
For God's sake! What's the matter?
Your Lordship, there's been a great deal of shooting near the Red Lion Inn.
Shooting? Which way did it come from?
Bergen awakened me. He said there was a shooting in his field.
Oh, God bless me! Shooting in his field! Was it near his house?
Very near. So I stole out, for I knew the road, dark as it was still, as if nothing had happened. But I could hear the groans of dying men at a little distance, and I have not heard or seen anything else.
Oh, well, so what are their numbers?
Well, there are not 50 of them, or I should have heard some noise.
Oh, damn it! 'Tis nothing but a scouting party! Come! We'll have a whistle for my canteens! It is a devilish raw morning, and I must have something to keep the cold out.
Here we find General Sterling and Sullivan on a hill above Gowanus Creek at around noon. All morning, the British had slowly pushed Sterling from the Red Lion Inn north along Gowanus Road, and Sullivan from Flatbush Pass east along the Port Road, and they have now joined forces.
Well, my lord, will you make a disposition for your favorite scheme of surrounding?
Oh, for God's sake, dear General, don't mention it! I did not expect them to go this way!
Let 4 brigades immediately take post in the bottom and extend as far as the stone house upon the left. If they should force these brigades to the hill, we can easily maintain this post against the united force of Britain without loss, and make the retreat to our lines when we please, unmolested.
The regulars are nearly up to them! Oh, you'll see, they will push directly, General.
I see they do push, but it is with their bayonets, and our men are scampering towards us.
Oh, dear General, what shall we do now?
There is nothing to obstruct us in our rear, my lord. We will retreat in good time.
Whoa, oh Lord! Oh, lost, undone, ruined, destroyed.
Amazement! What ails the man?
There in the rear, the regulars. Oh, there's no retreat. Oh, there's no retreat. Oh, General Sullivan, what do you think of it now?
I think that we heaven-born generals are apt to lead our troops to the devil.
Oh, but my dear General Sullivan, what do we do?
Just what you please. Every man is his now general, his own. So, gentlemen, farewell.
Oh, Lord, incline their hearts to mercy. I hope that we are not of no consequence to be hanged.
Here we find Noah, soon to be joined by King, in a room at Brooklyn Heights, after the American retreat across Gowanus Creek.
Notwithstanding your dirty condition, Noah, I congratulate you on your safe arrival into the old quarters. Neither holed by musket balls nor swelled up with salt water and creek mud. Thanks to my activity, I am not crab's meat with the rest. Welcome, Joe, dripping from the creek. I see, but I'm glad to see you alive.
Confirm it that I really am alive, for I have some doubts about it.
Don't you know me then?
As well as I know myself, Noah, but are we not both in the other world?
Why, man, look about you, and you will find this be the very room that we have inhabited for some time past. Behold, Joe, this pocket bottle. 1/2 of its contents I prescribe to your conviction and restoration.
Well, now I return your congratulations, and I'm heartily glad to see that you on this side of the grave. But Noah, what has become of our generals?
Killed or taken prisoners, but I suppose the latter. My poor general, Sullivan, I quite lament him.
Mine is under the same predicament, but I have not a pity for Sterling, nor should I love you very much if I thought you serious in your lamentation. For God's sakes, Noah, how came a man of your understanding in the capacity of Sullivan's servant?
Without doubt, I might have started with the regiment, and probably have been myself a general by this time. But I saw through their topsy-turvy schemes. Though I was obliged to float with the tides, I knew the post of honor would be the most private station. But Sullivan will be at loss at his family.
So not Will Sterling. He will be a loss to nobody but those that find him. Had Sullivan any property?
Most excellent property, for he made a property of weakness and ignorance, and consequently had an extensive fund. But yours was a title general, and I suppose very full of property, as he was often declared he was full of principle.
His principal, Noah, has for years past to withhold other people's property from them. It is a maxim with this Congress at Philadelphia that by the marvelous the vulgar are to be robbed of their reason. But heaven has rejected the sacrifice, so that the people may open their eyes and no longer be the dupes of their tyranny, deception, and bloodshed.
They are indeed such monopolizers of liberty. O almighty disposer of human events, open the eyes of my deluded fellow subjects in this once happy country. Encourage them to a free exercise of that reason which is the portion of every individual, that each may judge for himself. Then peace and order will smile triumphant over the rugged face of war and horror. The same hand that sows shall reap the field, and our vines and vineyards be our own.
The end. I want to thank everybody so much. Thank you so much for staying with us as an audience. Then I want to bring my cast back here, my incredible all-volunteer cast, such incredible good sport. We have Angelica Radzinsky as General Washington. We have Sazi Chaudhary as Noah. Paul Carlotto as Betty and Sterling. Kate Hill as Sullivan and Betty. And Masha Bilisnia as Renton. Thank you all so much.